Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and today we're going to be looking at how to use our energy system diagram to help us model how energy is transferred and converted within a system. And this is going to look very familiar from the sorting tools that we've used in the past, but it's going to have a different focus and purpose for us as we look to help our rescue team figure out what's the best energy source and way to charge their devices and the batteries in them. So today we're going to be breaking down two important ideas: how to sort objects into some different energy groups. You'll understand what that means when we get into the diagram, and how to add labels and arrows to create your energy system diagram. So in the next set of tests, you're going to be diving into our amplified diagram that's going to look like this. And it looks very similar to our sorting tool. We have our objects on the right. We have our different groups, potential and kinetic energy. We got some differences here. We have a new group that says light energy. We have some arrows, and we have some labels that say convert and transfer. And what you're going to be doing is creating different systems in here to show how energy is transferred and converted within some real world examples. So as you get into the next task, you're going to have some different goals that you're going to look to accomplish as you create some models. So the one that we're going to be practicing with today says we're going to create a model that shows how a charged battery powers a flashlight. So right off the bat, we're looking at the battery that we have here, and we're looking at the light from the flashlight. So what we're going to do is we need to show how energy is transferred and converted. We need to label where in the system is transferred and converted, and we need to organize the objects within the system by their energy use. So right off the bat, if we're looking at light from a flashlight, we know that light from a flashlight is an example of light energy. And this light energy, we know, needs to be powered by a battery. A charged battery is an example of potential energy. It has the ability to make something move or change in the future. And right now within our system, you'll notice that we have organized our objects by the type of energy they use. But right now, it just looks like our sorting tool where things are just in different groups. We're going to need to show how energy is transferred and converted in order for this battery to allow this light to shine. We're also going to need to label in the system where energy is transferred and converted. Okay. So here's where the arrows and the labels come into play. We know that if we have a charged battery, that energy is going to flow from the battery to the different parts of the flashlight to turn it on. And if you notice when I click on these arrows, all these little yellow dots pop up. This is where you can place your arrow to show how energy is transferred and converted in our system. So we know that energy has to come from the battery to the parts of the light that turn it on. And that's what allows us to power it. Now, we know that the battery is full of electricity and it's full of that energy that it needs to turn on the light. But this is light energy. This is a new type of energy. We're going from potential energy to light energy. So in order for that to happen, there are parts of our flashlight that will convert or change the battery power to that light energy, change that potential energy to that light energy. And in order for that energy to then be used, it has to be transferred. So it's got to move from the battery to the flashlight, similar to our fan systems or any other systems that we have. So we've created ourselves a little energy system here using our diagram that shows a few things. Number one, it shows the objects organized by the energy they use. So our potential energy from our battery, our light energy from our light. It shows how energy is transferred and converted. Okay. So it's showing how it's moving from the battery to the light. And we've labeled in our system, okay, where this is happening. So as the energy is traveling from the battery to the flashlight, it's being transferred from one thing to the other, and it's being converted from one type to the other. So looking at our diagram, this is how we sort our objects by their energy groups and how we add labels and arrows to create your energy system diagrams. Ask yourself where you fall and go ahead and complete your survey. If you have questions, reach out. Otherwise, good luck on the next set.